What you're about to discover can completely change your relationship with money. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, always pinching pennies, and lacking the prospect of a better future, it's time to learn about the secret technique that has already transformed the lives of thousands of people around the world. I'm talking about the 30% strategy, a simple yet incredibly powerful method that can take you from scarcity to abundance in record time. But wait a minute. If this secret is so good, why don't more people know about it? The truth is, most of the population has never learned how to handle money intelligently. In schools, we aren't taught to save, invest, and multiply our income. Instead, we are bombarded daily with advertisements that encourage us to spend more and more, fueling a vicious cycle of debt and financial frustration. Fortunately, you are about to break free from this negative pattern and discover a more prosperous path. The 30% technique is like a treasure map that will guide you step by step towards financial independence. By consistently applying this method, you will learn to balance your expenses, build a solid wealth foundation, and maybe even achieve the long-desired freedom of time and money. Want to know how? Then get ready, because in the following lines, I will reveal to you all the details of this age-old secret. Have you ever heard of the 30% technique? As I mentioned before, this strategy can revolutionize your financial life. I discovered this method a few years ago when I was struggling to manage my money. Basically, the idea is to divide your income into 3 equal parts: 30% for essential expenses, such as rent, food, and basic bills, 30% for saving and investing, thinking about the future, and 30% for discretionary spending, those little things you enjoy doing on a daily basis. Oh, and let's not forget about the remaining 10%, they are intended for donations and charity, to help those in need and make a difference in the world. Or, alternatively, to support the needs of your church, if you attend one. Some of you might be laughing now. Save 30% of my salary? 10% for charity? This guy must be crazy. That's impossible. Relax, it starts gradually, with 5% and slowly increases according to your reality. You can even start with 2 or 3%. Sounds too good to be true, right? And it is. Applying the 30% technique can bring incredible results. When I started using this method, I realized I was spending way more than I imagined on superfluous things. By setting aside a generous slice of my income for savings and investments, I began to build a solid wealth and feel more financially secure. Just imagine, if you earn $4,000 per month, you can save $1,200 every month to achieve your dreams and still contribute $400 to important causes. And the best part is that the 30% technique is super adaptable. It doesn't matter if you earn a lot or a little, it's always possible to find a balance between your basic needs, your future dreams, your present pleasures, and your role in society. The secret lies in being disciplined and committed to your financial purpose and the values you believe in. Why not start applying this strategy today and see your life change for the better while doing good for others? Now that you're familiar with the 30% technique, let's get down to business and learn how to organize your money using this method. The first step is to categorize your expenses and income into 3 main groups: essential expenses, savings/investments, and discretionary spending. Grab a sheet of paper or open a spreadsheet on your computer and write down everything you spend and receive throughout the month. Under essential expenses, include items such as rent, mortgage payments, groceries, water, electricity, and internet bills, among others. In the savings and investment group, consider your emergency fund, the money set aside for unexpected events, retirement, long-term investments, and financial applications. As for discretionary spending, list those small daily pleasures, such as streaming movies and TV shows, eating out, buying new clothes, and leisure trips. With everything written down, add up your income and calculate what 30% of that value represents. This will be the limit for each of the 3 groups. For example, if you earn $6,000 per month, you'll have $1,800 for essential expenses, $1,800 for savings/investments, and $1,800 for discretionary spending. Oh, and don't forget about the 10% for donations. In this case, $600 would be allocated to helping others, which could include friends and family. But I have debts, what should I do? How can I set aside 10% to help others if I need help myself? In this case, I recommend watching another video on our channel, where we teach 7 steps to get out of debt. I'll leave the link in the card somewhere on the screen and also in the description of this video. Getting back to our planning, if your essential expenses are consuming more than 30% of your income, it's time to make some adjustments. See if it's possible to reduce grocery expenses, find a cheaper rent, or renegotiate your debts. The same goes for discretionary spending. If they're exceeding the limit, you need to cut back on some luxuries. Remember, the goal is to balance your budget and ensure that you're taking good care of your financial future. What do you think about the 30% technique so far? Leave a comment below and give the video a like if you're enjoying it. Have you ever heard the saying, if you don't know where you're going, any path will take you there? Well, it applies perfectly to our financial life. Without clear planning and well-defined goals, it becomes much harder to achieve the stability we dream of. That's where the 30% technique comes in once again. It's a practical and efficient way to get your finances on track and ensure a more prosperous future. But it's not just the technique itself that matters. What really makes the difference is the attitude you adopt towards your money. Remember that verse from Proverbs 21:5 that says the plans of the diligent lead to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes to poverty? That's right, the Bible gave us this tip thousands of years ago. Being diligent means being careful, dedicated, and persevering. In the financial context, this translates to setting realistic goals, following a balanced budget, and not getting carried away by consumerist impulses. When you apply the 30% technique with diligence and discipline, you're taking an important step towards prosperity. By allocating a generous portion of your income to savings and investments, you're planting seeds that will germinate in the future. Every dollar saved today can multiply over time, thanks to the power of compound interest. But to reap these fruits, you need to have patience and persistence. After all, as the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. Hey, are you excited about the 30% technique? How about putting this knowledge into practice and seeing the results with your own eyes? I challenge you to apply this method for at least 6 months and share your experience with us. Write it down. For 180 days, you'll commit to dividing your income into 30% for essential expenses, 30% for savings/investments, 30% for discretionary spending, and 10% for donations. Sound tough? I guarantee it's worth it. If necessary, do as I suggested. Start by saving a small percentage and gradually increase it each month. To help you on this journey, I'll be here giving you all the necessary support. Throughout these 6 months, I'll share valuable tips, killer strategies, and inspiring stories of people who have already transformed their lives with the 30% technique. I want to see you truly dedicate yourself to this challenge and, who knows, become one of those success stories. Just imagine, 180 days from now, you could have a consistent emergency fund, profitable investments, and an incredible sense of financial freedom. But to get there, you'll need focus, determination, and, of course, a little bit of creativity to balance your budget. I believe in you and know that you're capable of overcoming any obstacle that appears along the way. So, do you accept the challenge? Leave a comment below if you're willing to embark on this adventure towards prosperity. Implementing the 30% technique can be a real game changer in your financial life, but don't think it will be smooth sailing all the time. Throughout the journey, it's normal to encounter some obstacles along the way. Unexpected expenses, consumer temptations, medical emergencies. These unforeseen events can put your budget in check and make you question whether it's worth moving forward. But hold on. With the right strategies, you can overcome any challenge and keep your 30% on track. First, it's essential to have a solid emergency fund. Remember that 30% slice allocated to savings and investments? A portion of it should be used to create a safety net, capable of covering 3 to 6 months of basic expenses. That way, if an unexpected event arises, you won't need to dismantle your entire financial plan. Another important tip is to learn to say no to consumer temptations. Before buying something superfluous, stop and think, is this aligned with my long-term goals? Is it worth compromising my budget for this momentary desire? Moreover, don't be afraid to ask for help when needed. If you're struggling to balance your 30%, talk to a trusted friend or family member, seek guidance from a financial educator, or even seek psychological support to deal with emotional issues that may be affecting your relationship with money. The important thing is not to give up on your dreams because of a few obstacles. With persistence, discipline, and the right tools, you can overcome any financial challenge and achieve the life you've always wanted. Now that you know all the details of the 30% technique, it's time to put this knowledge into action. Don't let these valuable lessons stay just as theory. Real financial transformation happens when you roll up your sleeves and start applying these concepts in your daily life. Think about it. What do you have to lose? Keep living a tight life, never achieving your dreams? Or give this powerful strategy a chance and watch your reality change for the better? The choice is yours, but I guarantee that if you truly commit to the 30% technique, the results will be impressive. To help you achieve this goal, I've prepared some special materials, like spreadsheets to organize your personal finances and an ebook to help you start applying these principles right away for a small fee. The link is in the video description and the first pinned comment. Imagine a few years from now, looking back and seeing how far you've come. More than just money in the bank, you'll have peace of mind, security, and the freedom to live the life you've always wanted. All of this is possible. You just need to take the first step. If you want to continue learning about personal finance and self-development, Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We're always bringing amazing content to help you reach your full potential. Together, we can build a community of prosperous, fulfilled, and happy people. So, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button, leave a comment sharing your first action to apply the 30% technique, and let's embark on this journey toward wealth and abundance.